Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Joe, the 50-something Dasher. Look who was back to DoorDash driving today. So had a little hiatus over this weekend that we just finished up. My wife and I went out of town. Saturday we celebrated kind of like four events in one day. Kind of combined them. It was three birthdays and an engagement. So there you go. And so I'll start off with the lead story here. There was some news over the weekend. In the last video, I talked about that customer that tried to steal from DoorDash for a multiple number of times and was deactivated from the platform, but I got stuck with negative shopper rating stats because of that. So I talked about that and I reported it and everything. Okay, so fast forward to Saturday, 2 days ago. We are at a park taking family pictures. It's a real pleasant day outside, really super nice, beautiful day and everything. And the family's all together and having a good time and taking these pictures. And DoorDash calls me 3 times in the middle of this. So, okay. So the first phone call was this particular representative was just telling me who she was and that she was on the case. Hi, is this Joe? Yeah, this is Joe. Hey, this is so and so from DoorDash, and I'm going to be working on your issue. Oh, okay. And you'll be hearing from me maybe today or tomorrow. Oh, okay, okay, thanks, bye. And that was it for that phone call. Then, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes goes by. She calls back again and says that, I may or may not get an answer that day because she has to get in touch with somebody else, a superior or somebody. I don't know. Okay. Then calls back a third time. And really, the only benefit to talking to this person, honestly, was that for 3 times on Saturday, I got to break away from my activities that I was doing with my family and I got to speak on the phone with a native English speaking human being. I mean, that's really the only benefit, if you want to call it a benefit. That's all I got out of Saturday's phone calls. Okay, so long, really long story, really short. They weren't going to do anything for me. So she talked to. I kind of got the sense that this person I was talking to, didn't come across to me as somebody that worked for DoorDash or had anything at all whatsoever to do with DoorDash. It just sounded like somebody that didn't know anything about anything and was just going to talk to somebody else anyway. Well, why didn't that person directly communicate with me? I was talking to. It just sounded like some third party middleman or middlewoman that I was talking to. It was weird, guys. Long story short, there wasn't any, they weren't going to fix my shopping stats. According to this third party or whatever, those stats are not something that they can adjust. When the previous DoorDash person I talked to acted like they could be adjusted, so I don't know. She said they couldn't be adjusted, and And then the other thing that was kind of funny, she was like, well, and those aren't impactful statistics anyway. They're not. All those metrics are for is just basically for you to kind of compare yourself to like other dashers doing the same thing. They don't have any impact on you. You know, you're still a platinum dasher, and there's absolutely, where's it at here? Here it is. There's absolutely zero impact to you whatsoever for those stats uh, being, under par. And I said, well, that's not true. I said, there's a monetary benefit here because if you have to meet when there is the promotion, they have the promotion. If you shop a order that has 20 or more items to it, then if you meet all those metrics, you get an additional $5. So I will, for the next 40 shopping deliveries, if I get any orders that have 20 items or more, I will see a financial loss because of these statistics the way they are. And she's like, oh, well, I don't think that promotion is going on right now. And I think that was just something for, new dashers that had reached those metrics for the first time, and they did a promotion for like the first time that you met it, and yada yada. Yeah, it's not going on right now, and there's no impact to you. Let's pull up this, let's look at this screenshot from today. Now this is 2 days later when I log in today. Let's pull up my markup toolbar. And let's go ahead, folks, and go ahead and put a big, bright red circle around this right here. Thank you very much. Looks like the promo's going on as far as I can tell here. And I didn't I didn't see this promo just one time. I saw it, and then for like a week or two, whatever it was, it went away for a couple of, then they had the promo again. And some days I was a pro shopper, some days I wasn't, yada yada. And here it's right here, plain as day. It's active in my market right now. There you go, lady. August 18th to 9/28. So for the next like 6 days, and for all I know, they'll just restart it back up on the 29th for another month. I don't know, they might. But at least for the next 6 days, if I get a large shopping order, then I won't get the $5 promo. Okay, so there you go. Those statistics are hurting me financially. So, but guys, it's like we were taking family photos. There was a lot going on. It was a celebratory day or whatever. I'm just on the phone. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, thanks, fine, okay, yeah. Well, kind of like whatever you say type of answers. I mean, in the next 6 days, what are we really talking about here? I might get, I don't know, I might get 3 or 4 offers that I take that's over 20 items, and we're talking $15, $20 that I'm going to be out because of all this stealing customer. It's the 15 or $20. It's just not worth fighting with DoorDash support over and trying to contact multiple different people and raising hell and all this. And it's, if they don't want to fix the stats, don't fix the stats. It just, I don't know, it's kind of irritating. One other side note is she also offered to remove the I do have one star on my customer rating right now. And I was just like, well, that's I said that's a whole separate thing from that. That's before all this happened, and I wasn't, I'm not concerned about that. It is what it is. It that's this is a different topic, but customer ratings, I don't care too much. It is what it is. You every once every 1,000 deliveries, you get a customer that gives you a 1 star because a straw or a ketchup packet was missing from the sack. And okay, so I'm going to give the Dasher a 1 star, and then you stuck with that 1 star for 700 deliveries until it falls off, and a couple hundred deliveries later, then you get another one. It's just the same vicious cycle, and it happens more with the low tippers. So that's why if you can be selective in the orders that you take, because the more of these low paying orders that you take, the higher probability that you're going to get the low ratings. Okay, so now to today's dash. Oh, before I get to that, I also wanted to mention briefly here. I'm back to essentially full-time DoorDash driving. Okay, this other gig that I talked about, I'm not scheduling any more work with them, except just to stay on the platform. I figured once or twice a month I'll schedule a shift, but now that's going to be I'm going to have a solid, bona fide backup to DoorDash. It's going to be that. Because before something happened with DoorDash, what am I going to turn to? Uber Eats? And that was a very scary prospect. So now I got this other thing. I tried it out. Today was my 7th run, and I've got one more scheduled for Wednesday that I scheduled before I came to this decision. But I like the work maybe better than DoorDash driving, like the actual work and how it's structured. It's just the mileage. So probably I'm guessing around half the time I'll have to do work that's 30 or 40, 50 miles away from home, and finish. Like the other day, I finished over 40 miles away from here and finished the work, and then had to, it took me an hour to get home. See, that just doesn't happen with DoorDash, and I don't. If I go upside down on miles with DoorDash, then it's my fault for the orders that I take. But with this other thing, I don't have control over where I go. I scheduled a shift for Wednesday, and I'll show up Wednesday at the said time, and they could send me anywhere within like a 90-mile radius here. So that's the thing. The pay would have had, it's basically, it's comparable to what I make with DoorDash as far as the money, the hours, the mileage. It's comparable to DoorDash. It would have had to been a lot better before I would make that primary and stick DoorDash in the back pocket. And it's not a lot, but it's just like right on the same level. And possibly over a long period of time it would be more mileage in all likelihood. So it's best to have DoorDash remain primary. Okay, now to today's dash. Forget what time I actually logged in. Was logged in about 8 or 10 minutes at a peak time, like 10:45 range, I'm not getting anything when I should be, even from home. So I logged off and logged back in. A couple minutes later, I get this $5.62 Subway. So, okay, fine, just to get me started. And your favorite, or I know this is your favorite type of orders, guys, the hand to customer, leave at the door orders. So there you go. And deliver this at 11:15, 18 minutes for my 562, 325 and 237. Okay. Thank you very much. Had a goal today of $70 with DoorDash because I made a little over 80 earlier with the other gig. And who knows? Who knows how much was hidden here, but I could make the $70 on this one catering order. You never know. I go to Chipotle, the order's ready. It was just two of their catering boxes and one bag of the utensils. That's it. Easy. They even brought two associates, brought it out to my car for me. That was nice. And no problems with the delivery at all. And as soon as I dropped it off at 11:42, I started getting offers, and I can't stand how the system won't let you. The DoorDash needs to change that. I don't know, it's just like a huge pet peeve of mine. Your summary when you close out an order, we should have to manually have to close that out so the system knows that we saw it. And because people want to see the breakdown, like how much your base pay was and the tip, and most dashers want to see that at the conclusion of every order. I don't know why when it starts kicking new offers to you, it won't let you. It'll just then that breakdown will just go away and you're not given a chance to see it. I can't stand that. But anyway, delivered at 11:42. That just took 22 minutes. So that ended up being $8 on the base pay and $29.14 tip. That paid $37.14 that I made in 20 minutes. Outstanding. Okay, and then now to these offers that started bombarding me. Upside down Panera, decline. Chick-fil-A going to the Hilltop, decline. Upside down Panda Express, decline. Upside down Fazoli's going to downtown Columbus. Woo! Decline. I was about ready to pause it, and then I got this. I was, well, this is kind of bad too, but this isn't too bad. Almost $11, 5 miles. Yeah, it's two places, but the PetSmart is just a pickup. Both of these orders were ready. And then I dropped the Panera off first at 12:11, and then just 4 minutes later had the PetSmart. There was something new with that. It was asking me to scan barcodes, plural, because this was a sack with 5 items in it, and which was confusing. I thought maybe I had to scan the items and the inside of the bag, but no, it was talking about the barcode on the invoice, like stapled to the outside of the bag, and there's just one barcode, not multiple. So I just scanned. I had to do it at the pickup and the delivery. I had to scan the one barcode, and it took care of these 3 lines in the app. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. $3.50 from DoorDash, $3 tip, and $4.28 tip. Right away, not doing a Best Buy to downtown, decline. Here we're continuing the bombardment. that's just going too far south. This 950 Donato's decline. Bull Boba and Subway, this, raunchy. One of them's going to the Hilltop, decline. Upside Down Panda Express going to Obet's, decline. And then I did throw it in a pause. So yeah, let's just pause this. I went to Burger King actually, and got a couple sandwiches and this drink. So it took me 20 minutes, and I resumed. And right off the bat, another decline. $3 bowl boba. Here we go. $4.50 for a mile. I'm on it. And this took 9 minutes. $2 and a $2.50 tip. Outstanding. Right away, I'm not messing with Raising Cane's for only $10.50. Too much to mess with. And then here another low mileage, $4.25, 2-mile Wendy's. I went in and took this. What kind of killed me on this was the wait for the, there was spicy chicken nuggets that they had to fix. So that caused an 8-minute wait. And so this ended up taking me like 17 minutes, where I only made $4.25, $2.25 tip. But more about this and here at the end of the dash. Now I'm just about $7 away from goal, but not taking this order, not shopping 15 items for just $7.50. Here we go. $7 5-mile sheets. Great. Order was ready when I got there, and 17 minutes for the $7, $2 and a $5 tip. Okay, and then so logged off. Here's the dash summary. So it was 7 deliveries, and it was actually right after, as I was close this out and driving home, I got a text message that also it was right, the time on this 1:24 is right as I was closing this out, but I didn't see it in that moment. But that Wendy's order, I got an additional $2 tip. So that ended up being like, what, $6.25 instead of $4.25. So sweet. So it was 7 deliveries for $71.29, and only drove 30 miles. Mostly because that catering order helped out the stats. But yeah, it's really extremely rare in my zone, to go over $2 per mile. So did outstanding there. 58% completion rate, or not completion, acceptance rate. And now at 4,940 lifetime DoorDash deliveries, and that is it for today. So tomorrow will be a full DoorDash day, and Wednesday I got the other gig. It's scheduled for 5 hours, but we'll see if it takes that long. And I'm gonna start Wednesday morning with door dashing for a couple hours, then do that 5-hour gig after that. And that is it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it very much. And as always, be sure to drive safe out there. We'll catch you at the next video. Thanks again.